Welcome back to Football Coach, episode 49. After going 5-7, our season is likely done, even though we are technically bowl eligible. We've seen 5-7 teams make it, I think, each and every year, but it's only a couple, and we're going to be far enough down that list where there's many. So it's not going to be likely, especially with our prestige and marketing capabilities. But what we have is a 12-team playoff where Indiana is the one that ended up qualifying. Indiana jumped to the top in the last couple of games. Okay, well, one of those last couple of games was beating us. So it's Ohio State and Clemson, two teams going for the very difficult to achieve undefeated season. To my knowledge, it still has not happened yet in this series. I don't think a team has managed to go undefeated all the way to a championship. Maybe it happened once, but I don't think so. They keep losing. There's usually none in a year, occasionally one. This is second or third time we've had two undefeateds, and previously they've always lost. But West Virginia, 12-1. Haven't seen them in this type of position in some years. I mean, they were there close to 20 years ago, but it's been a while since the Mountaineers have put together that type of season. Georgia also getting the fourth bye. It's a 9-8 between Texas and UCLA. Indiana gets Alabama. Indiana's not even ranked and only 8-5. UCF at Stanford. Michigan State at Cincinnati. We just lost out to a big 4-star recruit, by the way, to Cincinnati. Nobody was in on, and so I jumped in on this 4-star recruit, and it looked like I was going to get him. Cincinnati stepped up and offered, and a week later they signed with Cincinnati. But as for those bowl games, well, here they are, and down into that 5-7 terrain down here at the bottom. So there's the 6-6 SMU, and I would think, there's Memphis at 7-5 this season. So that's two conference representatives, but you got Duke and Syracuse. Tulane at 5-7 gets a bowl. Washington State, the last bowl game. We got a bowl. It's our first bowl game appearance. We are up against Arizona. Of course, we're going to be heavy favorites, but hey, we're playing in my neck of the woods up in Seattle. It's the Rainier Bowl. Sweet. Okay, so it's bowl week 1. We got a bowl game. With a weak roster and some injuries that we are bounced back from a little bit. We had like 4 guys down here at the end of the season, and 3 of those were major injuries. 1 to 2, I think, will be recovered for the game, meaning most of our team should be available to us. Win or lose, no matter. Like, we've made a bowl game. That's going to be a big bonus. Big bonus. We're going to be hitting prestige too. It's gotta happen. So, looking back at the division, there's Indiana and the champion. They came out of that North, that weaker division, but they went 7-2, and a lot of that's beaten up on their weak members. They were second behind East Carolina, but they took a big healthy jump and then went and won that conference championship. Syracuse, Temple, memory finally locking that one in. We'll see if it sticks. Tulsa, Wake Forest, very, very low ranked, all 3 of them. And then, South Florida. Like, what the heck happened? They had to be in that bowl selection, right? They were just higher up. Because 9-4. How in the world did they lose to Indiana? Well, regardless, they lost to Indiana. SMU, Tulane got a bowl. Memphis got a bowl. We got a bowl ahead of Hawaii. And wow, look at that, 69th. 69th was all. Now, will this hurt us, though? Will losing to Arizona see our ranking fall a few spots? I think that's what happened last year. We moved up like 1 spot in the rankings because In fact, it might have been Hawaii who had a bowl game and lost and got knocked down just a little bit after that. Yikes. We're right ahead of Hawaii. We've got 105 ranking points. They've got 100. Wow, Indiana crushed South Florida. It was 37-7 for that championship game. Damn near a home game for them in Ohio. Last year's Rookie of the Year, I believe. This year, the true sophomore quarterback for Ohio State has won the Heisman. Best player. 4,000 yards. He has given up 8 interceptions and been sacked 31 times, but 32 touchdowns and 4K yards, which is crazy. 5 on the ground as well. Meanwhile, Defensive Player of the Year is a D lineman from 6-6 Syracuse. That's a surprise. 83 tackles though, 30 for a loss, 19 sacks, 50 pressures, a forced fumble, an interception, and a pass deflection. Meanwhile, the redshirt freshman quarterback out of Notre Dame is this year's Freshman of the Year with 3K yards himself. 17-8 for a 9-4 Notre Dame this season. And Coach of the Year, West Virginia. Absolutely no surprise. And they've got a lot of talent, but barely cracking the top 25. Is it the conference that they played in that gave them a little bit easier path this year to pull a 12-1 result? I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But dropping on down to our league, it is the MVP for the league is that D lineman who just won the Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, that's Syracuse in our conference. Indiana, their freshman quarterback was Freshman of the Year. Oh, that could be dangerous if he's going to be around for a while. Coach of the Year also to Indiana. No surprise with the lower quality of their team and happening to make the playoff. But Norman makes first team all conference with his 89 overall rating and 5.7 yards per carry for 1,000 yards this season. And taking us to our very first bowl game in history. Noel with his 59 tackles and 4 sacks also makes first team. That's a linebacker right there with a 78 overall who has made first team all conference. Side by side with a 90 overall linebacker. Second team all conference adds 2 guys, our 2 potential draft pick / wants to leave because we're not winning. One of them has the promise about the number of wins this season, so we're almost certainly losing that particular player. We will lose that player. Even if we win the bowl game, we will finish the year at 6-7, 1 win shy of where Norman and whichever one of those 2 linemen it was that has that promise in place. I think it might have been Lynn. I think Hall, I did something else, like pay him in NIL to keep him around, knowing that as a sophomore I got 2 more years with him, where Lynn, even though he's a little bit better, Lynn only has that 1 more year. So I was only potentially sacrificing 1 year versus 2 years of the other player. So, and for that matter, they both have 15 pancakes, and Hall has only given up 2 sacks, where Lynn has actually given up 4 this season. Really, neither one of them should be giving up sacks to our opposition. I mean, looking at their ratings, there's very few guys at least on the second team all conference that are 80 plus or more than about an 83 anyway. And going back to that first team all conference, like, how in the world are we not winning more often? Okay, Hawaii's got like a fantastic linebacker at a 90 overall, and we saw that. But it's not like he did much during the year. 72 tackles. I mean, yeah, he was good, but he is not why we lost that. Ugh. I'm mad about losing to Hawaii in that game. If you couldn't tell, kick a damn field goal. Come on. A little breeze, and we just miss. Like, the wind complications should not be a factor at 13 miles an hour. Like, we are barely talking about a small adjustment in wind. Now 20 plus and like gusty, okay, that's gonna impact anything over 40 yards on a field goal. But 13, oh, come on. But yeah, we've seen 4 guys that are a 90, nobody above 90, not one. Hawaii's linebacker, our offensive lineman, Jenkins for Indiana, and Eastern Carolina's wide receiver. 4 guys are at a 90. So the 5th best player in the entire league is Norman. One of those 4 guys that are among the best players in the league. Like, we've got 2 of the 5 best players in the entire league. There's another 89 at safety. But, like, talent-wise, we're not short on talent. Even this year. And, those head-to-heads, right? Indiana, they're a 79, 78. They're barely cracking the top 70. And they went 8-5. We can do it. We can absolutely do it. Now, a few seasons of what we're doing now, though, getting 5+ wins a year, right? Prestige is going to pick up to prestige level 2. But the coaches, the young coaches, the coordinators, anyway, will level up rapidly. We've got to start putting some points not into the recruiting side. The scraps is fine. We're building a good competitive team with the scraps, and I've been spending years focused on getting that little bit better in recruitment so we can get that little bit better recruit. Well, with the conference we're in now, we are building a winner consistently. Now we've got to get the product on the field to improve, and that's coming down to the coaching staff, right? The first step to that we have accomplished. We're getting the play calling boost maxed out 10-10. We've got to maintain that. We've got a coach that's probably going to retire. This would probably be a good time for him to retire. Like, hey, I took a 1-star prestige program to their first ever bowl game. We got our asses handed to us and lost by 40. Foreshadowing here. But I got them to a bowl game. 1-star prestige program. Job done. See you later. Yeah, it just feels right. Thematically, right? Yeah, he's gone. We're going to have to get young at that coach position. But it's the recruiting bonuses that will be missed because we are winning some battles this season. However, like, just looking at it, the time and effort that I'm putting in to get that 1 to 2 ever so slightly better recruits, it's not transforming our roster. Like, being smart about scraps, that's what transformed it, and that's what will continue to keep it competitive against this group. I've got to get some coach badges that will support some coaching badges that will, support the product on the field. We had some of that with the other group, right? We had a mixed bag. Not much was going into recruiting from that group. A lot of it was on-field or off-season development, and those 2 things were key. And that's probably actually why we've seen a little drop-off in the performance the last couple of years. The quality, right? We were getting like 83, 81, 80, 83 season after season. All of a sudden we're seeing some 70s again. I think that's more what it had to do with was we don't have those training badges. By the way, even though we lost to Hawaii, right, we found ourselves with the 105 ranking points where they have 100 ranking points and we're 69th and they're 70th. We're both 5-7. We are the ones who got the final bowl game spot, right? Down the list. Last bowl game. We are considered the road team. Arizona got the home bid. We got the away bid. We literally got the last bowl slot. Hawaii did not get a bowl game, even though they beat us. It's the 5 ranking points. It's the marketing. That marketing center that we made had to have amounted to 5 points or more. Otherwise, there's no reason for us to be ahead of Hawaii in the rankings. Same record, and they beat us head-to-head. They should be ahead of us. They should be. So, for that, right, and our wins weren't quality wins. Like, none of the 5 teams that we beat were quality teams. We've lucked out. We have lucked out, but that marketing, we got to keep that going. 50% chance of rain. And in the head-to-head, offensive talent, identical defensive talent, they're where we were in previous seasons, but not this season. They are the favorites by 5.5 points. It's even on the rush game, pass game, and actually our pass protection. Like our D line, can get a lot of pressure on them. I don't have much quality for D line. We do have an advantage in rush game, but it's not significant like we've had throughout the season. It's looking like those couple of tougher games, USF, Memphis, Indiana, and passing game. Well, we're used to having either neutral or negative on that, but a -5 is a little bit worse than we've seen most of the games. It's usually been about a -3. Pass protection, though, is still there, but again, it's not dominant. It's only a +4. So offensively, we've got a shot in this game. Like, we do have a shot in this game. I don't think we're going to lose by 40, okay? Don't think we're going to lose by 40, but it's not great. We do still have an injury, and so do they. But it's a 70 overall offensive lineman, where ours is our second best receiver. Oh, crap! Norman! Oh, I didn't see that. I mean, we saw first team all-conference. Third team All-American running back. Third team. Okay, it's the last team. All-American? Norman! Dude! Alright. We are up against a team that's going to run the pistol with a balanced offense. We are trying to stuff the run. Was our practice plan with nickel and balance zone. We worked on our deep passing so we can make that occasional big play to push the ball downfield a little bit faster and then grind away with a Norman otherwise. Statistical comparison, we've outscored them this season, 25 a game. They only got 21. Defensively, though, they definitely outperformed us, and they're almost an even split, just half a point off their offensive production, where we were 5 points off, but, 60-second, not that bad on the scoring defense, but we did face some inferior offenses in order to make that happen. Our defensive talent's just lacking just a little bit. But yards per game, 24th for us. Solid, almost 430 yards, and they're only getting 388. Production does favor us a little bit, but defensively, we give up 447, and they only give up 378. And of course, we both were in the pack just a couple of years ago. They've won 2 straight, but all those years of mediocrity or just straight up gutter ball, being the worst team in the nation, we still managed to beat Arizona 3 times. 3 times. I mean, that's an incredible record for us. Our largest margin of victory is just 6 points. But those were all simmed games. We never played one of them live, and we managed to beat them 3 times. In an era where wins really came at a premium. So we lost the 3 times we first played. They spent a year ranked. We beat them when they were ranked, when we were 0-7, 32-27. They came back and beat us up pretty bad the next year. And we were on the road for that. We were on the road when we beat them by 2 a couple years later with an 0-7 record. Then we beat them when we were 1-6, 23-17. That was the only time at home that we managed to beat them. But close loss, yeah. A lot of closer games, though. Well, a few closer games. It's a team that we've performed decently well against, in all honesty, compared to what we had as a whole. This was, remember, we had that phase, right, where we identified that the teams we should beat, Hawaii, huge problem. They came out, and that was their bowl game, and they were the bigger, better, stronger teams. But it was the Arizonas and Arizona States in particular, the mid-tier, decent prestige, comfortable programs that would be about this kind of record year by year, about a 500 team. Vulnerable teams, inconsistent teams that can beat you any day of the week. but teams that could also stumble over their own feet, get a little bit cocky, and you could catch them off guard. And that's why we did manage to beat them 3 times. Can we make it 4? We've lost the toss, and we're going to have to kick. I do like to defer to the second half, so that's not ideal. Here we go. Rainier Bowl. Nice. All right. Game underway. By the way, before we get any further than a kickoff, my game plan here. There's nothing left past today. There is no next game. So all those guys with that low durability, the game does not seem to my knowledge, the game does not seem to recognize injuries during the game. It's after the game, if I'm correct. If I am correct on that, my strategy today will be great, because all those guys with the low durability issues, the better players, the starters, the higher rated guys, they've got workhorse or play every down for a day like this. The high durability but further down the depth chart guys that have had the workhorse rating, they're going to play normal amounts today. We are going to favor the starters, especially as the game goes on. We're going to favor the starters. And look at that. Home field advantage towards us a little bit. Towards us. Love it. Love it. Fan base passion and alumni base. How we have a noisier crowd than the party school? I don't know. Let's play. First down. Another first down. Not a good start for us. They're past midfield. They are marching every 2 downs into a first down scenario. But here is a third down. 3rd and 6. Cover 3 buzz drop at 3rd and 6. No, can't stop them. 10 yards in the red zone. Another third down. 3rd and 4. Wall stunt. I mean, we're rushing 5. And you got 3 guys at a short drop that could step up to stop them. It would be right about 4 yards if they are the ones to make the stop. But touchdown! And it was a run. It was the quarterback. Triple option. Not the way we want to start, but apparently the offensive coordinator wants to strike while the iron's hot and catch them off guard. It is a first down, but it's to the tight end. Run play option. Well, it worked well for them. Inside zone. 3rd and 6 right off the bat. We get just enough. 7 yards to Kenny Mills. First down. We're just about to midfield. Wide corner. Big play there. 19 yards to Jace Green. Number 1 receiver. We don't see his name pop up very often. Slot outs. Slot corner. How are we already having problems with deep passes? We've attempted 2. Really? My favorite. Smash digs. Yes, 20 yards. Shang, by the way, is our 3rd receiver. But with our 2nd receiver out injured on a major injury for the later part of the season, like the back half of the season, actually, it was a pretty lengthy injury, and he'll be recovered next week. If we were playing this bowl game in week 2, it would be there. But of course we're playing it week 1. I mean, it's the weakest bowl. It's the first bowl game to go. It goes kind of in reverse order, weakest to strongest. So we get it out of the way first. But anyway, if he was healthy, Shang would be back to number 3. But he is our number 2 receiver right now. And Shang does have the distinction as being our number 1 slot receiver. So nice corner route there. And we're in the red zone. Chance to tie. We want to go right back to the deep pass. How about we go to the inside run now and move it forward, inside zone. Touchdown, Norman, 13 yards. It's all tied up. 1 possession apiece, 1 touchdown apiece. 10 minutes gone by. But here they go again. 2 plays, first down. 2 plays, first down. 2 plays, first down. 1 play, first down. 1 play, first down in the red zone. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. Touchdown. 2 plays, and they're moving the ball at will. Our defense is barely slowing them down right now. And we can't count on this offense to produce at the rate that Arizona's producing at right now, or the rate we are, for that matter. Pierce gets sacked on the first play of the drive. Loss of 2. Slants. Doesn't even gain anything back. And not only is it the terrible scenario of a 3 and out with all the momentum shifting towards Arizona, but it's even worse than that. It's an interception thrown by Pierce. Trenton Wilkins, a safety, has caught that deep ball, throw to the tight end there, and no return, but they're going to start from midfield. A chance to make it 3 scores from 3 drives, and that feels pretty dang likely under the circumstances. 2 plays. That was second down. They had an incomplete on first to end the half. 12-yard rush to the outside. We're supposed to be able to stuff the run, and for the moment, that's not happening. But it is a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. We haven't even seen a third down with Arizona, except for once in this game. I believe, right? 3rd drive, and this is only the 2nd third down that they've even faced. And with a fantastic sack there by Jaden Myers, and backing them up enough to get them out of field goal range. Because, I mean, if we're talking, 36-yard line? That's a 43-yarder. That's 53-yarder. 53-yarder. That's pretty iffy on whether you would go for that. You got to have a heck of a leg to be going for a 53-yarder. But don't forget to add the 10 for the end zone, right? But that definitely took them out of range. If they were in range, they're out of it after that 6-7-yard loss. 6-yard loss. Okay, short return. At least that gets us a little bit out from the end zone, and we stopped the bleed after that nasty turnover there. 2-yard run there. No gain. Smash corners. And a second interception. Apparently, Pierce really wanted to give them that free score so that we could play the underdog role and be behind. It's 21-7. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Halfback draw. It's the only way we're moving the ball right now. And we've not been playing with penalties here, though we apparently have one now because we've thrown away 2 balls, and I believe both were on a medium pass range kind of thing. Let's go curl flats. No, 4 verticals. But it's 2nd and 10. It's 2nd and 10. Put it on the ground. It's got to be inside. We can't run the halfback draw all the time. Let's go inside zone. 3 yards. Levels. Enough for the first 10 yards. There you go. Kenny Mills with the catch. Halfback mid draw. First down. Okay, let's stay away from medium pass. I hate the medium pass. Play action. I like play action right now. But do we want the power read? You know what? Actually, let's go with the fake screen wheel. You still have the chance for the dump off, but most likely, right? You got 3 guys going deep. I like it. Chance for a fake out, big gain. Nothing though. Halfback mid draw. Ooh, 1 yard. Woo. Let's not go medium then. Let's go deep. Shallow cross. That gives us a few guys deep or full on deep attack. But you got 2 that are likely to come up short with that play. Let's take the 4 verts. Norman with the dump off underneath could give us an extra chance instead of 5 receivers. Norman's stronger with his legs. This would be what? We're at the 41, 50. No. Punt it is. Backed them up to the 10, but our defense can't stop them. Well, we stopped them once, but 2 plays and they got 2 first downs. Hey, it's a 3rd down. Not a stop though. 3rd and 1. Defense getting better. Back-to-back 3rd down scenarios, even though that was 3rd and 1. It was at least 3rd down. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 6. A third down of the drive. And an interception. Ruben Charles has thrown an interception. Safety Michael Buchanan returned it 20 yards. I would assume this is stepping in front to intercept, as he was trailing off deep. Allows you to get up underneath if quarterback hangs it up a little bit too much. Doesn't put enough zip on it. And if there's a linebacker in the way, he probably has to hang it up a little bit higher. Halfback mid-draw. Let's get that ball moving. Let's go, guys. Chance to get in this game. This could be a momentum shift that gives us, literally the only chance we're going to have. We got 1:50 left in the half. If we can go into halftime down a score, like we're legitimately still in the game. Now, of course, our defense needs to step it up, but 3 third downs on that last drive and ultimately stopping them, like that's what we need. Bend, don't break. If our defense can bend, don't break, force some field goals, force some punts, maybe, just maybe, our offense can catch fire like it did against like Wake Forest, right? We struggled, caught fire, and scored like 4 possessions in a row, something like that. It's possible. It is possible. This game's not over yet. Hey, first down. Let's not do the inside zone like we always do. Let's do a different formation with the inside zone, but we got a blocker this way, right? Oh, halfback gut. There you go. With a blocker, a lead blocker. Lead blocker didn't do anything. Wide corner, I guess. No. Halfback sweep, weak. Unexpected. That is an unexpected play and could set up a 4th and short. 4th and 5, though, is not 4th and short. Punt. Hey, where's the punt? It was in the end zone. Came right out to the 20. Barely did anything there. 57 seconds. 1 first down and then 3 more and out. Like, wow, okay. Okay, we got 3 timeouts too. We're gonna get the ball back here. 39 seconds, not great, but deep pass. This is kind of good territory for. Well, no, if you're gonna go legit run at this point, you're doing it. Going right back. Play action boot has not been great for a pocket quarterback, but let's give it a shot. No. Levels. I like it. Okay. It's a lot of passing options there. 34 seconds. That's enough for a first down. 12-yard gain to Mills. You don't like the medium right now, so let's take another deep option. Yes, we're still good on the deep option. Slot outs, keep it moving, potentially stop the clock. We got 29 seconds. We're going up tempo. We've got timeouts to burn if necessary. We got the first 10 yards. Ran out of bounds. And that's why you run a play like that, right? You get the 2 deep shots, or you cut back under the man, tend to get a little bit better option there, and then you can quickly take it out of bounds and, move it about 10 yards and have just a short amount of time coming off the clock. Love that kind of play for this scenario where you're playing against clock. You like levels? I like levels. Let's see levels. First down. And took it out of bounds. Took it out of bounds again to stop the clock. 20 seconds left. We might at least get ourselves into a field goal range to give us at least some sort of shot for this thing here late on. But the deep pass is not flowing. We are running short. Medium pass is not flowing either. Let's kind of get both out there and see what. I would do corner strike, but that's going to be like 4 yards, and that's not enough of an option. Norman, definitely timeout. That's 3 short gains or 2 longer gains. No play action. Like, it's obvious where we're going right now. We need passing options. Deep attack. Or the shallow cross. Shallow cross definitely gives you... Like, this is always a great option on that outside. Plus, you have the other 2. And only 1 dump off underneath. And an extra blocker to avoid getting sacked. Or just have the pass be deflected by the corner. That's the one you like. That's the one that can often turn into a touchdown if it's completion, especially if there's some sort of zone or misread by the defense. And now you want to go short. We've got 15 seconds. But I think we're probably in trouble on... Yeah, it's a minor penalty. Minor penalty. Still worth it. Still worth it. X follow. Okay. Hey, we're talking. 11 seconds, 3rd and 1. We've got 3 timeouts. But not draw. Not a draw. Just take it, push it, make it obvious, but come on, O-line. Get it done. First down. We're down to 6 seconds, though. Oof. No. A shot A shot at the end zone now. The time it's going to take to run the 24 yards. Like, almost certainly that clock's going to run out. 41-yard field goal. No good. No good. And there's still 1 second left. That only took 5 seconds off the clock. At least we get the ball to start the second half. And a little bit of momentum in our favor, but we're still down 2 scores, and that's a worry. But we get the first down here to begin the half. Halfback zone weak. Another first down, midfield. Wide corner, fullback inside, halfback mid-draw. RPO slant. We are into a 4-down territory. If we can get enough of a game. 10 yards. There you go, Norman. Thank you, bud. 4 verticals with a penalty. No. Mid. Okay. Medium's good. Medium's good. I don't even think I've tried this play before. Goes for 3 on the dump off on the shallow. With the little crossover, you're on the flat technically, but it's harder to turn the corner off of that. Halfback sweep weak. Could be a touchdown. Could be a negative yardage. Could be a nice big solid almost touchdown. 15 yards from Douglas. Douglas in for the moment. 46 wide cross. That's 3 shorter end zones plus 2 in the flat. I like it from 1st and 5. It's good. It's a touchdown. And now we are back in the game. Jay Screen, our number 1 option there. It's 14-21. We are alive. We're alive in this game. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 7. Let's go, D. Let's go. Yes, a 3 and out. And the ball back. Hell yes. Hell no. Sacked. Like, how do you get sacked on a bubble screen with an extra blocker? You got 6 blockers, and you got a bubble screen that's literally going to materialize in about a second and a half. You catch the ball, and you release it almost instantly. How in the world do you get freaking sacked on that? I mean, it's one thing if you throw the ball, and he gets brought down because you're pathetic wide receivers, because most wide receivers are pathetic when it comes to blocking. Okay, they're not pathetic as receivers. They're pathetic as linemen, as blockers. They're not blocking linemen, luckily. They would not succeed at that, but they're blocking similarly sized quarterbacks and or linebackers occasionally, and then safeties. The linebacker thing's pretty rare on that because the linebackers are more tucked into the box, but you'll see that from time to time, right? A really good read, especially if you got a safety coming up to pick up the extra slot receiver when you got 3 on one side, right? You got 2 corners, but you've got a safety as the extra man, or maybe a linebacker stepping up on rare occasions, depending on the makeup. I mean, we had a cover 2 sink. There was only 2 guys there to pick them up, so somebody had to step up to be covering the 3rd man. Probably you got the safety, and he's assuming he's going to go back, and with 2 guys dropping and only 1 guy coming up, if you get a good block on him, that bubble screen could work pretty well. But one of these 4 guys got through one of these 6 blockers to get to the quarterback in 1 second. He flew. Superman is on that D-line. 4 verticals. Got 11 back. Should have been a first down, but now it's 3rd and 4. But we do get the first down and keep the ball moving. Incomplete, but another first down. Let's try that bubble screen again, see what happens this time. I did. Okay, well, this time, in their defense anyway, they attacked with every damn player on the team, or 7 of them. 6 blockers, 7 guys blitzing, right? Somebody's going to go through untouched. But again, even so, quarterback's in the shotgun, right? He's not under center. He's in a drop back. So the snap is covering some yardage already. He has extra time. And he's just catching and throwing. 1 second. Like, how are these guys getting to him in 1 second? You want to run the bubble screen again, right? Sacked twice on the drive, running the same play, and you want to run it a 3rd time. Halfback draw for 14 yards and a first down. The unexpected play. That's when you run the draw, right? Second and long, first and long. They don't expect it. Looks like it's going to be a pass play. Naturally, it should be a pass play. But you got a stud like Gabriel Norman, third team All-American. We're potentially going to tie this thing if we can complete this drive here just outside of the red zone. Halfback mid-draw, this time only for 4. Less obvious this time about running a draw, so it doesn't do as much. Plus, they were blitzing and very much staying stacked within. Only one guy going deep. Why stick? Is that a medium? No, it's a short pass. We've run a bunch of short passes lately. So let's go medium instead. It could still be on the shorter variety, though. Hello, Smash Diggs, I love you. First down, 7. On the flat. Douglas, though. Da-da-da-da. Short pass. You want to go right back to it, though we are kind of in that short pass territory because we're in the red zone. So, inside zone. Nothing. They want to go to the bubble screen a 4th time. Triple option. Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. Triple option. For a yard. For a yard. Who the heck took it? Thorpe, our third running back. Right. All right. That was this option. That was this option. So quarterback handed it off, and we did not do the jet sweep. Flanker dig, 3rd and 9. Touchdown! Chase Green! Chase Green! Gotta admit, Pierce. Back-to-back interceptions early in this game when we were down and their offense was just cruising. Put so much pressure on our defense. They didn't give up the points. They did not give up the points and have not given up points since. The defense stepped it up huge to get us in this game. But the offense, they've been coming up pretty big too. They've been coming up pretty big to get us back in. And, imagine what would have, could have been with that first half. Converted field goal. Oh, gosh, here we go again. Hawaii, right? Converted field goal. Converted field goal, and we'd be up. It's 21-21 with 17 minutes to play, just over a quarter. But here's Arizona's wake-up call, right? Their offense that has stalled out since the first quarter. I was hopeful there, but that's a first down. But they're not moving it like they were before, are they? It's 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9. Cover 3 sky is a good one to stop. You got 7 guys in coverage. 7 guys in coverage, and 4 of them in the 6 to 10 yard range, right around that first down marker that you would expect them to go for. But if they go deep, incomplete pass, pass deflected, linebacker, Mr. All Conference, first team All Conference, Derek Noel, deflected that one. They're gonna punt. Bad field position for us. I don't care. Halfback mid-draw, and that'll round out the quarter. Fourth quarter, 2nd and 5. Another halfback mid-draw, and it's a first down. We're back out of our end zone, so even if we don't progress too far on this drive, or take a sack, Pierce, big blitz. Short pass, though. I mean, you should be able to release that. It's either a big blitz like that on a short pass is the perfect kind of sequence. If you're, well, there's your problem here, right? The blitzing guy, that works because he's in empty space and attacking in. Now, this is the guy that he's leaving open because the corner is covering your deep receiver here. But it's your running back. Now, which running back is that? Well, there's your fullback, so that's your halfback. That's Norman. Norman is wide open. If you have a very good quarterback with quick decision making, if he sees this guy blitzing, he's tossing the ball over the head of the blitzer. And this guy is now wide open to one. Okay, this guy is pulling his corner in and away. This safety, okay, has no one to cover, right? This guy's picking up the tight end. Okay, this guy's picking up the other in route. So they've got those two covered. This safety is the only thing to stop a touchdown. All right, if he reads the play quickly, if he takes a step that way, knowing that this guy's blitzing, that he's going to have to pick him up, and that there's no extra receivers around, right? He's probably going to actually line up. Well, he can't line up without giving away what they're doing, but he's going to instantly be running over, in, and over. See the lob pass, and he's turned in that route to cut off the angle of the turn up field from Norman. So Norman's turning up field, and it's a one-on-one foot race with this guy for 15, 20, or a touchdown. Pierce just has to float that ball over the top quick, but we see that his decision-making is just not there. He's getting sacked on 1 second, 0 drop back, catch the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball, and he's getting sacked on those. And here, same thing. It's the same thing. You see this blitz, recognize this blitz. Now that takes more than a second, and he's under center. It's not easy, okay? It's not easy from there. But a good quarterback, a great quarterback, an elite quarterback, hooks up with Norman and turns that into either a big gain or a touchdown. 3rd and 10. 4 verts. Punt. But at least we stopped them and didn't give them amazing field position or anything. At least we got out of our end zone before that happened. That's yards after catch. It's an under route. Under route, he goes under the tight end, and the other guys are pulling away the other direction, so he's able to make the catch and then turn up field. That's probably a tackle that's happening, somewhere way out here on the right-hand side, where he finally gets brought down. Got 3 guys deep and 3 guys under. So the 3 guys under, there's 1, 2, 3 under to pick up. There's only 1 deep. So, these 2 guys, where are they going? What are they doing? Well, this one is probably going to be stepping up to pick up that guy as he comes across. That shouldn't have happened. 54 yards. Can we hold them to a field goal? We cannot. 14 yards on the touchdown pass, and we are down a score. Is that the end of our momentum, or can we move the ball on offense? 6 yards, not bad. It's Thorpe, though. What's going on? 4th quarter. Hold on. Let's check those subs, see where we're at. Offense. Okay, Norman's back on the field. He's at a 59, though. Pierce is great. We're down three receivers. And none of the starters are in right now. None. Offensive line's pretty good, though. Just 1 guy resting. He's a 65. Hall should be back on the field by now. 3rd and 1, halfback mid-draw. No, they're going to expect. Let's just punch it right at him. Please tell me it's Norman, though. Please tell me it's Norman out there. He's a 61. What? Go for the starters. I was going to wait for the next drive to do that. Did I not just change the call? I don't know if it's Norman. That's the key here. We get the 1 yard. It is Norman. He got the 1 yard. First down. Keeping the drive alive. Halfback off tackle. It was Douglas. Norman went to the bench there. All hitches 2nd and 6. That's not a bad time to go for that, right? Take it. We got to take this 10 yards at a time right now. 10 yards at a time. Keep this drop. Sorry, that was probably bad on your ears. I at least went to the side opposite the mic. Wide receiver, Hector Ellis. Guy way down the depth chart. Catches the ball. Fumbles the ball. Corner hit him hard. And a different corner. Where's the different corner? I only got 1 receiver on that side of the field at all. Different corner picks it up. Returns it 50 yards. That's probably the game right there. It's 35-21. And we 3 and out. We returned the favor with a pick 6. We're back in the game. I was giving up. Pick 6 here. It is Michael Buchanan, the safety. Pick 6. Takes the interception, returns it 52 yards. Back in the game. Down 1 score, though. 6:43. 6:43. And they're normal pacing it, so they are not killing the clock. But you gotta figure they're gonna put it on the ground, right? But they're going normal. Let's be aggressive with the blitz. Okay, we're good in zone coverage. That's a free safety. First down. And it's a run. It's to the outside right. We were going left with that. Cover 2 man, that is 5. We are rushing 5 on that. That's okay. 2nd and 4. Still no major clock movement. Only 4. Not a fan of that, but it's 2nd down. Stop them from going deep. Okay. Only 2 yards. How are they lined up? In the pistol. Okay. I assume that it's probably going to be a run play and probably right side. We'll leave some coverage for those two, but I'm assuming we're getting a blocker, not a throw situation. We've got to go big on a stop here. Not that the clock is that bad right now, right? But it can get real bad real quick. So what can we do? We need 2 guys on that left-hand side like this. And over Storm Brave, throwing everybody else in. You got 3 guys to cover anything. And if that guy does go out for a route, this would cover us. But one of my favorite plays is under smoke, putting an extra guy in. There's your coverage for that man. All right. Well, let's do it. What did I say? I said a run to the right side. It's exactly what they ran. We stuffed it with 3 guys in that slot. He gets 7 yards. Which means it was the guy here who ends up making the... No. D-line. Dickerson makes the tackle. Drug him 7 yards. Extra blitz. Everything needs to have a blitz right now. First down. 2nd and 2. Okay, now. Clock's becoming important. Suddenly it's down to 3.5. They're still running normal, though. They're not killing clock, but they're up only one score. We've got to hold them to, field goal miss. 2nd and 2. Go crazy. Defensive backs. Okay, 3rd and 1. That was a quarterback keeper? No, that was a scramble. He felt the pressure and tried to run with it and managed to get a yard. Out of it, but no cover 3. No cover 3. Yeah, this is this is double tight ends pistol. This has got to be all but goal line. So back into the blitz category. Hello. Gap press. Damn. You didn't get any pressure on him? There goes our first time out, 2:17. We had him covered, too. It was these guys that were going to be a problem. 1st and goal. Touchdown. Down 2 scores. Our hope has faded. We got to go deep. We got to go fast. Deep attack. Deep shot. Wide receiver smash. Big first down. Still in it. Past midfield, but minute 39. We are up tempo. Is that medium? We're getting penalties on medium. Then go deep. If we're going to get a penalty, we might as well. Hold on. Shallow cross. No. Tight end under. No. Smash digs. No. 4 verticals. 4th down. Quarterback kneel. Game over. We made a game out of it. But we lose by 14 in the end. Decent offensive day, 28. Terrible first quarter. Terrible. Half their points came in the first quarter. Half their points. We held them to 438. We put up 386. Like that's competitive. We had more passing yards, less rushing. They ran it a lot. Holy crap, 44 times. 7 for 13 on third down. That was the big thing early on, right? They didn't have third downs. 3 turnovers to their 2. 2 of those came very early. The fumble return for the touchdown, of course, was the end of our hope. We kind of gave ourselves a chance after that, but that was where we lost it. It was that fumble they picked up, right? We were tie game. No, we were down a score, right? That's what made it 2. We were down a score and marching down the field, or tie. I don't remember which at the time. Whatever the case may be, we were very much in the game. We fumbled the wide receiver. They picked it up and scored, and that I think that's what put us down too, right? We got one back to get another chance, but they had already opened it up, and it was kind of done deal. That just gave us an ounce of hope is all. Played well enough to beat a conference opponent, not well enough to beat a pack opponent, which was why we kept losing so much over there, right? Yeah, 2 new injuries, but no matter, right? No matter. Season's done. 5-8 is what we finished, though. And will that drop us out of the top 70? No. Bowl loss. For the moment, anyway. For the moment, it looks like we have stayed in that 69th position to get a little bit of prestige. And just for making a bowl, there's supposed to be a prestige boost, I believe. So that should be enough to get us into that prestige level, too. We're going to go ahead and halt this one there, though. We'll pick up next time with what happens in the playoff and see how we progress. For the moment, I've got like 5 recruits. We're doing pretty good with the recruiting class, and there are a number of battles that I think in past years we would have just lost. But we're leading and holding onto those leads and not losing ground on those leads. So there are guys that are, I think, holding out for better options because they don't want to sign with us. And so that's why they haven't committed yet. But eventually we will get it over the line and get those guys signed because we have a gap and we're holding the gap and the gap's not shrinking. So we will get some decent recruits this year. And, of course, we are hunting those scraps to get the rest of that class as well. But we'll see what comes up in that transfer market. This was good, though. This was good. We made a bowl. We made a game of it. Just didn't quite get over the line on that one. But I'll take it. It was exciting to play in a bowl game. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.